Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. Today we're going to go over the box office for Godzilla versus King Kong. Well, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, that's the official title. This is the sequel, the follow-up to Godzilla vs. King Kong. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overall box office for this movie. So Godzilla X Kong, Cross Kong, however you want to say it. It's Kong and Godzilla, guys. Doesn't really matter. Versus with doesn't matter, man. Let's just get into it. Godzilla Cross Kong comes in at 80 million on its opening weekend, but let's take a closer look at those numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So coming in at 194 million worldwide, 114 internationally, with 80 million domestically. That's actually pretty good for this movie. And full disclosure, I have not had the chance to go see this movie this past weekend. It is definitely on one of my most anticipated movies of the year, but unfortunately my wife was really sick for the past 2 weeks. She has asthma, she's coughing a lot because of all the pollen in the air. So I'm one of those considerate people that don't want to ruin the movie-going experience for everybody else, right? A lot of people don't care about other people. They're on their cell phones and doing TikTok and all this crap during the theater. But I am considerate. My wife is considerate. We don't want to go to the theater and have her coughing through the entire movie and just ruin the experience for everybody else. So we're going to wait it out. We're probably going to go check it out next weekend before WrestleMania, people. But with that said, it is one of the movies I'm very much looking forward to. Did not have a chance to see. I'm hearing good things, but I'm trying to keep my expectations very low. I did not like Godzilla vs. King Kong. I thought the movie was absolutely awful, and you know, -1 was such a phenomenal movie. -1 was just, oh man, just great movie on every level. I need to check my expectations, knowing I'm not gonna get -1. I'm gonna get I'm going in like Fast and the Furious, right? You know this shit's gonna be ridiculous. You know what's gonna happen. You know Kong is gonna end up fighting Godzilla, then some other monsters coming, and they're gonna yo bro, we need to team up, and they're gonna team up and do all that stuff. So I know that that's pretty much how it's going to go. So I'm going in with the lowest of expectations when it comes to this movie. Just give me Kong, Godzilla beating the crap out of someone else. Sure, put the Infinity Gauntlet on King Kong, whatever, I don't care. Just give me an entertaining movie. I don't care about the human characters. I just want to see Godzilla doing Godzilla stuff, Kong doing Kong stuff, and then I will be a happy camper. That's all I care about. So I'm going to go in next week with a very low expectation. But the movie's off to a very good start. Like I said, 80 million domestically, 194 million worldwide. And the reason why that's a good start is because when we go back and look at Godzilla vs. King Kong, the entirety of the box office, it only made 100 million here domestically. So already it's at 80 million. You know, it's going to lose 50%, possibly, because movies normally drop 50 to 60% on the second weekend. So if it drops 50%, it's going to come in at least, at the very least, 35 to 40 million, okay? Even, let's say, hypothetically, this movie drops to 30 million. It already made more than Godzilla vs. Kong in its entirety, because Godzilla vs. Kong only made 100 million. If Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, makes 30 million next week, it already made 110 million internationally. Now, it's not doing so great, you know, or domestically. It's not doing so great international right now. It's 114, but it's only been the first week, so we just kind of have to play that by ear. The first one did almost 400 million internationally alone, so 470 worldwide for the first movie. We're off to a good start. It's a little under half that now. It's only been 1 week. Not really a whole lot coming out in theaters for the next week or so. I could be wrong. Nothing that I am personally looking at like, oh, I got to go see. But I'm going to be catching Godzilla next week. I think a lot of people are going to catch it on the second and third week, you know, when the theater starts getting a little slower and is not so packed. But yeah, I think it's a good start for the movie. Again, I'm looking very much forward to the film. I've been hearing good things from my friends, even though, like I said, I put those expectations in check. Haven't been the biggest fan of these legendary pictures of Godzilla. Like I didn't like Godzilla. I didn't like King of Monsters. Didn't like Godzilla vs. Kong. And you're probably like, Rob, why are you gonna go see if you didn't like any of those movies? I'm a fan of the monsters. I am. I love Kong. I thought Kong Skull Island was phenomenal. I had such a blast with that movie. Like, it was popcorn flick through and through. So I'm super excited for that. I loved -1. It was my favorite movie of last year. So I'm going in because I love the characters. But I'm also going in with different expectations that I did with the other ones. I'm going in with like the lowest standards. You know, I'm going like, hey man, just entertain me. Just don't put a car in space like they did in Fast and Furious and you got me. So I'm going with the lowest of expectations. If they can just, you know, be entertaining, I will be happy with that. Also, I want to point out one thing before I kind of wrap this up. With Godzilla versus Kong, that was also during the pandemic when Warner Brothers actually released it on HBO Max day and date, and that's how I saw the film. So the numbers, yeah, they could have been better, but hey, I think Godzilla and Kong New Empire is off to a great start. I'm looking forward to going to see the movie, so hopefully it lives up to my very low standards of expectations. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you seen the movie yet? Did you enjoy it? Did you like, just whatever? What's one of your favorite movies within this legendary picture saga? I'm hitting my microphone all over the place. I'm super excited. What is one of your favorite movies within the legendary picture saga of these giant monsters? Leave those comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. Until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.